Hello, Brother Monroe here. Welcome back to Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. And today is going to be the first battle in the Division 4 of the Battleship League. And today it is going to be Andrea Doria versus the Kongo. So here is Andrea Doria. If you want to see the build video for this with myself and Dreadnoughts, then you can. There is a link in the video description to the build of this ship, and there is also a link to the build of the Kongo here, and this kind of error where you get little red things is unfortunately common in Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts, so hopefully I don't mess up the designs too much. So yes, Kongo versus Andrea Doria. Now, as with all these fights, I will be taking command of the Andrea Doria first, swapping over to the Kongo, and then if there is a tie, I will allow the AI to fight itself, basically. But I want to give them their best kind of chance. So Kongo is actually headed away from us to start with. Okay. But looking good. Looking really good. I'm really excited. I'm actually really excited to do this. So let's have a look at Kongo coming the other way. Very nice. The Doria here, with her 12-inch guns, I'm kind of hoping that the rapid fire nature and the fact that these are Mark V guns will give us a slight edge, because Kongo definitely has the range on us. We'll try and get all the guns firing as best I can. There we go. So we'll approach on this kind of angle. Beautiful. We have scored the first hit. But it didn't do a lot of damage. But yeah, scored a couple of hits. Well, I think we actually scored one, but we've got set 2 fires. Now, we are a much slower ship, so Kongo can pretty much dictate the range. But with our slightly smaller guns, kind of want... Ooh, that was a nasty hit. 4-deck pen. Didn't hit anything vital, though. Neither of these ships is stupendously well armoured by Ultimate Admiral standards, at the very least. We're getting some partials. I mean, this is still quite a long range engagement. We're just under 20 kilometres. We need to adjust our angle just a tiny bit. Keep things firing. Now, as you're watching this, you're probably realising that 105 is out, but obviously this series takes a while to make, so 105 was not out at the time of recording, although it probably is out now. Be patient, Division 3 will have all the new features from 105 included. The new alien mechanics, stuff like that. So far, not much. We're scoring hits. They're scoring hits, but not much in the way of actual damage. Which is, again, kind of what you'd expect. We haven't really closed to the kind of distance where we can get reliable hits yet. Well, we're starting to now. Good stuff. Starting to get secondary batteries involved. I love watching ships like this. I should speed up though, because I do have to do this fight twice, possibly 3 times, depending on the results. Again, I think it's still in the best interest of the Doria to close until we can actually get a pen on the main belt. With Kongo's extra speed, we kind of want to close in. Ooh, damage to the main tower, that's handy. I'm noticing Doria has much better accuracy than the Kongo. That, of course, could be a quirk of the game. But we are scoring hits reliably, cause a bit of flooding. Looks like we've lost a turret, though. That's not as good. Might as well angle in a bit then. So we lost 3 of our guns. Though we are getting some nice damage in now. Engine damage, conning tower damage. Captain of Kongo is taken out. Ooh, take a big hit in return. Taking fire and basically withdrawing. Destroyed her main tower? Wow. Rudder damage, well, steering damage as well. Those 12s proving pretty effective, actually. Okay, I think given that Kongo is withdrawing, I'm prepared to call this a victory for the Andrea Doria already. I think what I shall do is, I mean, I could try and chase it down, but I don't want the videos to be overly long. That would definitely count as a victory. Kongo is retreating after taking pretty noticeable damage. I don't think she's coming back for a fight, and she hasn't scored. I mean, she did knock out a turret, so Andrea Doria would probably disengage herself, and you'd probably end up with, the 2 ships encountered each other. Andrea Doria did damage to Kongo, Kongo retreated, and Andrea Doria would let her. There we go, take some damage on the front. I think that's probably a pretty realistic encounter. Right, let us try it from the other way, the other point of view, the other way around. So I'm going to take in Kongo, and we're going to see if we can reverse this. So I'm going to bring Kongo, and the AI is going to bring Andrea Doria. And we'll see if we get the same result. So, again, I need to close so that I can actually open fire, because we are starting just outside of range. Kongo, of course, has the bigger guns, has the speed advantage. Armour is, well, not brilliant. And as well, she's very much, she's a little bit more of a broadside beast. There we go, got all the guns firing. Again, we take the first hit, so that is consistent. Took a deck hit. We have not scored a hit in return, so definitely the Doria is proving the more accurate of the two ships. Damage to the funnel. Still no hits in return. Still coming in? That's the question. Yeah, they are. Ah, finally got a hit. Main deck. Partial. Okay. Now it's starting to move up, but it looks like the Doria is possibly moving away. Possibly just getting rid of distance. Again, we are the faster ship, so we can go in for a chase if we want to. If I start seeing the accuracy going down a lot, I'll adjust the angle. But at the moment, we're more likely to get hits by firing more shells. Still though, we are taking the hits and they are not. 11 hits to our 2. That is a really significant difference. And remember, they've all got the same crew levels. Yeah, we're going to have to close. We're going to have to chase after her a little bit if we actually want to get some hits in, which is an interesting situation for the Kongo to be in. Because when I was playing as the Doria, I wanted to close so that I could get hits. Well, I was scoring hits, but so I could get, you know, the damage in. So Kongo really not able to use her extra range to much effect because she can't hit, which is interesting. And again, I'll leave it entirely up to people who know more about history, whether we're replicating results here or this is purely speculative. But of course, Kongo's one of the builds that we had the most trouble with. It's on a bit of a weird hull, but we are closing and chasing. We are starting to cause a little bit of damage. Of course, the very sharp angle will help keep us a little bit safe. Now the Doria is turning though. Maybe not quite sure what she wants to do. Secondaries start opening up. And 6-inch guns, you know, might actually be able to do something to the Doria. But we need to get that accuracy up. It needs to be at least 10% before I'm going to consider opening up the board sight. Doria seems to have gotten herself in a target bug, which is one of the risks of manoeuvring like that. It will fix itself in this version, but basically she lost her target because she was manoeuvring so much. Just the AI doing AI things. Moving away again. In a moment, it looks like Andrea Doria is really not up for the fight. But because Kongo is the faster ship, unlike when I was doing it the other way around, I'm not prepared to call it early. Because Kongo could have, you know, was retreating and could escape, but Doria cannot escape. Not unless she does some serious damage to Kongo, who can still almost do 30 knots to strike, despite the funnel hits. Doria, though, has fired a lot of ammunition. Her twin guns... Now, this is, again, this is one of the problems with the game. These should really share an ammunition pool, but the 12-inch guns are starting to run a bit dry. Whereas we have plenty of ammunition left. You take a flooding hit, though. But looks like Doria's trying to get away. It's a casement. I'm pretty sure it was a casement. Still, accuracy from Kongo, even at 10 kilometers, was pretty close. Not great, 14%. Now you may be saying, why aren't you switching to HE? Well, I don't want to do that because really that was not a thing that ships did very much historically. It certainly would be better at this angle, but I'm going to leave the ships on auto for all the battles. Looks like Andrea Doria is maybe turning to fight. Maybe turn and try and get some more guns on it. There we go. A couple of big hits, some flooding. Only firing 6 guns at the moment. See if we can get all 8 going. That's more like it. A bit of a slugfest, but we're going to start taking damage in return. Okay, it's going to get brutal. It's more like it though. Doria doing her best though. I mean, really is this anyone's game. Doria has taken a bit more damage though at the moment. And those 14s are really taking a toll. Yeah, Kongo not coming out of this in pretty good condition. Neither is the Andrea Doria. Oh my word. But it's a case of who sinks first. Kongo suffering a bit with the flooding. Getting into a bit of a bad angle now, and that's one of the height away a little bit. It's that more constant damage from the 12s, which the twins are now completely out of ammunition. Kongo, the flooding though, that is concerning. Almost out of shells. A few salvos left from her. And she's out of ammunition. Okay, controversial, but I'm going to stop it here because realistically, Andrea Doria runs out of shells faster simply because of the game. And I think both ships are pretty much equally beaten up. So I'm prepared to call this one a draw, which means really we need to see what the AI does against itself to show this off properly, because I think in reality this would basically be a draw. I mean, Kongo is completely wrecked, would easily be, I mean, you know, all the engines out, captain dead, fire control out, she would be trying to retreat at this point. Doria's out of ammunition, can't continue the fight, and can't go anywhere. But you know, she's otherwise intact, but yeah, call for the tugs and call it off, basically. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to restart the battle, and I'm going to leave Kongo on AI control. Doria, of course, is also on AI control, and I'm just going to let them have at it, basically, and we'll see if we can get a result, because at the moment I'd say it's Andrea Doria 1, Kongo 0. So a draw. So Kongo kind of needs to win this, but has definitely stopped Andrea Doria getting a kind of clean sweep victory. Just see if the Kongo can salvage some honor. Now, AI versus AI fights are well. Let's just say there's going to be some pretty pictures, but not much else, because I imagine this is going to end up a draw. Just a hunch. But just because of how the AI fights, Andrea Doria will probably run out of ammunition, and Kongo won't close in like I did. And you just be left with a draw, basically. And I wish I could access times 30. but I can't. So what I'll do is I will stop the video here, and I will return when we have some action, or at the very least a result. But you can already see we have Andrea Doria causing a couple of hits, and Kongo, although she has better range, unable to score hits at long range in return. So at the moment we're just seeing the same thing again. So I'll be back when we have a result. Okay, welcome back. Where I was about to start recording and say, oh, nothing much has happened. But as you can see, Kongo's beat turret here, not where it should be. Kongo just received a flash fire from the Doria. You can see here she took a hit to the main gun that penetrated, and that has caused absolutely catastrophic damage. The entire forward section on fire. In fact, all the way back, almost to the X. And before this, Kongo taken a little bit of damage, but not much. Doria over here is pretty much fine. She's almost out of ammunition. But I'm curious to see if this actually... if this actually has... Sorry, I thought I'd stop recording there. I had a momentary panic. This is not good. For Kongo. I'm not sure if she'll survive. She has no ammunition left, so she would at this point try and retreat. But I think she had about 200 shells left right before this, so I was all prepared to start talking about how, you know, oh, well, you know, it's going to run out of shells. Draw, but no. Andrea Doria with a brutal hit to Kongo's turret, which cooked off all her ammunition and blew the thing sky high. A rather spectacular turnaround. I don't think the Kongo is going to sink. She still has these three compartments undamaged. So reinforced bulkheads 1 coming in really handy. But yeah, the rest of the ship absolutely crippled and easy prey for a submarine or a destroyer or an air attack or something like that. So I'm happy to say that Doria won 2 rounds out of 3 and receives 2 points because it did have to go to a tiebreaker. Yeah, that is not what I was expecting. I hope you enjoyed that. And our first victor, Andrea Doria, moves, gets 2 points, and Kongo, sorry, gets none. Interesting. Well, I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope to see you again soon for some more Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. Bye for now.